Good morning everyone, it's Cindy here from Cindy M's Crochet Corner. Today I'm going to make a Christmas bauble and it's going to be using a cluster stitch, which is a V-stitch. I found these really nice yarns from Spotlight, Annette Erickson, and I love these two colours. It's kind of like a frost, and this colour here is just beautiful. Turquoise, so they're nice and shimmery, and I thought that would make a nice bauble. So there's going to be two colours through this one, and I'm using a 5mm crochet hook for this. So let's get started. I'm going to start with the frost, and it's going to be a magic ring that we use to start with. You can do it another way if you like. You can use like your four chain, join the chain together if you like, but I find a magic ring quite easy, so I'm just going to do that. If you're not sure how to make a magic ring, have a look at a few other tutorials, but it's pretty simple. So basically we chain 2 to start with, and that's like a double crochet, and we're going to do another 11 double crochets into the magic ring for the first row. Just take your time with this one, you don't want it tight or anything like that. And I'm not going to be cutting the ends, I'm just going to leave the two together, so you'll see as we go along, you just keep changing your yarn over. But I think this will come up quite pretty. I thought about other stitches, but I think this one will be enough for this. So we want 12 in total, and just keep pulling your magic ring tight. Count as you go. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I'm going to do one more row with the same colour that I'm going to change to this beautiful turquoise. Okay, so we're coming around. We've done 11, I've just done 12 double crochet. The first 2 chain is not included as a stitch. We won't include the 2 chain at all as a stitch, okay, just for your reference. So slip stitch into the first, pull it nice and tight, 2 chain, and then this first row we're going to do a V-stitch, but not like the actual V-stitch we're going to do throughout. This one is just a starting point for you. So it's going to be a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the first, and we're going to do that all the way around. This is just like a foundation row setting up for the actual V-stitch. We just want somewhere to work into, and that'll be that chain 1 space. So into every stitch you want to do 1 double crochet, 1 chain, 1 double crochet, and work that all the way around on this one, and then we'll change colours. So double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the same space. Just make sure you get it into that actual stitch, the stitch space up there. So 2 double crochet into the same space with a chain. Okay, so do that all the way around and I'll show you the next row. So I'm just coming to the end of the second row. Just I'm going to do a quick slip stitch, but don't go into that last little bit that's like the leg of your chain, so you don't want to go into that one. But I'm going to change colours now, so when I do a slip stitch I'll introduce the new colour, which will be this really pretty colour here, which I'm going to use next. So I'm going to do one row of the silver and then one row of this little teal colour. So pop your hook in to the top of that double crochet, pull through and then pull through the loop there, and that will start your fresh colour. And just on the, I'm just going to secure it on the back here with a little loop, a little tie, before I continue. I'm going to leave this one on. I'm going to keep continuing with this colour, and then I'm just going to alternate colours as we go along. So to chain, now we're going to go into the full V-stitch and we'll work into these chain one spaces all the way around. So you should have 2 double crochet in between, and to do the proper V-stitch we do a double crochet, but we do not complete it. So it's like a double crochet together. We do another into the same space, pull through 2, then we should have 3 on our hook, 3 loops, pull through all 3 and seal with a single chain, and that's 1, and we're going to do 2 of those in each space. So pull through 2 only, pull through 2, you'll have 3 on the hook, pull through all 3 and seal with a chain, with a slip stitch. Okay, and that's your first V-stitch, and we'll do all that all the way around. So again, into your space, pull through 2, pull through 2, so you have 3 loops left, pull through 3 and slip stitch to finish. In the same space again, pull through 2, pull through 2, 3 left, pull through all 3, close with a slip stitch, and that's your second V. We're going to do that all the way around on this one, and then I will show you the next round, so keep going. So you're only pulling through twice, and you end up with 3. Once you've got 3, pull through all 3 and tighten with a slip stitch. So you want to have 2 double crochets in each one with a single chain space in between. It's probably a bit hard to see with this particular yarn, but I will change it to the silver again, the silver finish, so you'll see it clearly on the next round. So keep going on this round and I'll show you the next round. It might be a bit easier to see. Okay, I'll see you on the next round. Just coming to the end here, you should have 12 V clusters all the way around now. So just double check. And before I do the slip stitch, I'm going to change my colour back to the lovely silver colour there. So slip your hook into the top there of the first double crochet, pull through your loop. Just take a minute here on the back just to pull it tight. And now we're going back to using this colour. We always do 2 chain to start with, and then locate the chain 1 space in between the V. Okay, so we're going in between the V and not at the end of the V, but in between the V. And we do the same stitches we did before the V cluster. So always pulling through 2, then pulling through 3, and 1 slip stitch to close the 2 there. So I'll show you that again. Yarn over into the same space, pull through 2, yarn over into the same space, pull through 2, and then pull through 3. You should always have 3 left. Close with a slip stitch, and that's your V cluster there. And we're going to do that all the way around, making sure that we go in between the V from the previous. Okay, so again, into the V, pull through 2, pull through 2. You should have 3, pull through all 3, close with a slip stitch. Same again, in the same space, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, you should have 3 left, pull through 3, slip stitch to close. Okay, and that will be your next row. I'll show you one more time. Make sure you go into the V, not into the space after the V. So that chain 1 space in between the V. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over into the V, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 3, close with a slip stitch. You're doing 2 double crochet clusters together in each V space. 2, pull through 2, then pull through 3, close with slip stitch. Okay, so keep going all the way around, and I'll show you for the next row. It's looking beautiful. It's starting to take shape now. I'm coming back around. I've completed the last V there, so I'm going to do a slip stitch into the top, but I want to change my colours again, so I'm going to go back to the turquoise that I've still got attached and do a slip stitch to the top of that silver there, or frost colour. So find the top of the double crochet and pull through, and then 2 chain just to lock it in position, and remember just to tighten it off at the back there before you move forward. So this is going to be the same as the last row. We're going to do double crochet into the center of the V all the way around, but it's going to be a double crochet together so we don't complete the double crochet. We go in there again, pull through 2, and then you should have 3 on your hook, pull through 3, and then just a slip stitch to complete and to lock it in. Okay, so again, this is a repeat row of the V stitch, and the bauble that I'm going to pop inside, I just picked these up from, I think, Kmart. They're about 25 centimeters in the circumference and about 12 to 13 centimeters in the diameter of this ball, and that will just sit inside as we go, and we will just pull it up around the ball as we go along, and I'll show you that as we go, and that's how it will look. We'll pull it together at the end and you'll have your ornament. Okay, you can get clear ones as well if you like. I just thought this is quick and easy, they're pretty cheap. So into the next space, and we'll do this again all the way around for this row, and we'll then change colours again to that silver. So rewind the video if you need to, if you're not sure. Stop where you need to. If I'm going too quick, let me know. We're just doing the V-stitch cluster into each previous V-stitch, as you can see there. If you wanted this to be tighter, you could use a smaller hook. I've got a 5mm, you could use a 4mm. That would make this a bit tighter. That might work with this particular yarn as well. We'll see how this one goes. This is a pretty quick job. You can do this easily in an hour, less than an hour. Pop it in there, and one more. So keep going around and I'll see you for the next row. Keep going. So we're going to repeat rows 3, 4 and 5 again by changing the colour. So do exactly what you did before. Obviously if you're not changing colour, just continue on by doing 2 chain and then a V-stitch into the first V. So double crochet together, 3 left, close with a slip stitch, and we do 2 of those in each one. Slip stitch, and that's your little V. Okay, so we're going to put it onto the ball soon and we'll have that beautiful shape. Alright, so keep going with this row, doing the V-stitch again, and I'll show you the next row. On the next row we're going to start decreasing so that we can come up to around the top of the ball, because we've got a little bit of space there, so we want to decrease on the next one to pull it together. And so what we'll do is we'll do exactly what we did on the second row. We'll just do the two double crochet, 2 double crochet all the way around, and then we'll do just 1 in each on the last row. So I'm going to change my colour again, but make sure you pull that yarn to the back, pop your hook back in again, pull through that one there, and we'll start this next round. Make sure you tension it up a little bit, and we'll do again 2 chain. So this row here we're going to still be going into the centre, but instead of doing the full 4 double crochet, we're going to do 2 this time. Okay, so we'll just do 1 double crochet, 1 chain, same again, 1 double crochet into the next, 1 double crochet, 1 chain, and we're using this beautiful turquoise color, so just 1 double crochet, 1 chain into the next, 1 double crochet, 1 chain into the same space, 1 double crochet. Okay, so you can see there it's still a V, but it's only a single, so 2 in 1 space instead of 4, and this should shrink down the size a bit for you. So do that all the way around on this row, double crochet into the same, double crochet into the next, double crochet, single chain, double crochet, and do that all the way around. You can see it's going to shrink that down a little bit for you. Make sure you go into the V chain space in the middle there. So into the V, we do the V each time. So keep going with these double crochet with a single chain in between in the same space. And I will see you on the next row. Getting closer to the finish now. Quick and easy, and you can see that's closing that hole up now, that circle for us. Okay, so keep going and I'll meet you back and we'll do the next row. So this is closed that up nicely for us on the top there, as you can see. So I'm going to do another slip stitch to join this row, and I'm going to go back to the lovely Silver Frost. So slip stitch in there, and this will be the last row. That we'll need to do so we can fasten off the turquoise colour. I'll just snip the turquoise. And I'm just going to tie a little knot so it doesn't come undone into the back, and you won't see that anyway because that will be hidden in the back. And we'll just tuck that in. So this next row will be our last row. We'll just watch that. Make sure I pull that down nice and tight. So again, 2 chain, and this will be the last row of the V-stitch, and we'll pretty much be up to the top where we'll just do a little bit of stitching around, and I'll show you how to do that to finish it off. So this next row will just be singles this time, so we're only going to go into the V, but we're just going to do 2 double crochet, and that's all we need to do in there all the way around. Okay, so 2 double crochet just into the V all the way around. You'll have the birds in the background, they sound great. Okay. Just get the tension off a little bit. Alright, so we'll just do 2 double crochet into this next one, and we'll seal it at the top. So you can have the ball in or take the ball out. Mine's pretty stretchy, so I can take the ball out to do this row, and then I can pop the ball back in. But if yours is tight, if you're using a smaller hook, then pop your bauble in to complete these next 2 rows. Okay, so it should be pretty quick, and I'll show you how to join it together at the top. It's quite easy, and then we're done. So keep going, and I will see you for the last little bit. Remember, if it's too loose, you can always use a smaller hook if you want to have no gaps. See, mine's a bit gappy, but if you want it smaller, to go a 4mm hook, or you could even go a 3.5mm hook. It's up to you. But I've just got that beautiful gold behind anyway, so it doesn't worry me. It'll still look nice with a bit of that gold coming through. Alright, so I'm just going to finish this little row off, and then I'll show you the last little bit. Alright, so we've come to the last row now. Just going to do a quick slip stitch here. And we can actually cut our yarn now. And then we're just going to gather this up with a darning needle, so I'll show you that. So just give yourself a bit of a length, probably 20 centimeters of yarn, and then we're going to pop this in on a darning needle here. Just you can take your hook out, pop it through just to lock that little bit in there. And what we're going to do on this round, and this will pull it all together nice and tight, is we're going to go into the front loop of every stitch. Make sure you don't catch any of it, just go through the loop, because we want to be able to pull it tight. So into the front loops only of the stitch, all the way around, and that's your last row to complete this. Okay, so keep going all the way around, and then we just pull it tight as we go. Make sure you don't catch anything, you just want to go through the stitch there, because what this will do, that's going to be fun, just pull, it'll pull it tight for you. Okay, so just into the front loop of each stitch. I'm making this look a bit awkward, I know. Try again, just into that loop, into the loop, into the loop. So do that all the way around, and then we'll pull it together nice and tight, and then we can fasten off. I'll show you there, see how that pulls it together. So we want to go all the way around, and it'll just pull those loops in together at the end there, all the way around, and that'll look really nice. It'll finish it off nicely at the top. Front loop only, that's all you need to do. Alright, so I'll keep going and I will join you at the last little bit. Okay, so pull it nice and tight once you've gone into the front loop of each one, and then just fasten it off by threading it through all the way around again and back, as you would do when you normally darn. So in your ends, that sort of thing. All the way in there, and then back through again, and then you can just cut your yarn. Just feed it down and cut your yarn. I'll take it down further, all the way down to the bottom there, and take it out of the way, and you can cut your yarn, and there you have one very cool Christmas ornament. And you can do these in any colour you like. I've just chosen these colours because I really like the wool and that kind of sheen that it has. So try it in different colours, try it in one colour, completely up to you. But I hope you liked that tutorial. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you on the next. Like and subscribe. Please hit the notification bell if you want to see what I'm up to next. Have a great day.